Master Steve here. Welcome to your Power Hour session. Now for the next 3 weeks, I'd like to focus on kicking tutorials so you can take your kicking to the next level. So we're going to really be dissecting each kick or the 3 basic kicks, which is your foundation for all advanced kicking. Okay? So we'll cover basic and advanced levels of each kick. So let's get into our roundhouse kick. Right? Now the first thing you need to know, and this is for every kick, every basic kick, is your power does not come from your kicking leg. It always starts off your base leg. All right? So to get the maximum power out of our base leg, okay, you need to be in a proper stance. So for your roundhouse kick, this is what I don't recommend, is you utilizing the side stance. So sometimes too much of a wide stance, which means it's too slow to execute. All right? So anything that is too slow is also weaker. So, okay? What I want is the feet a little bit closer, about shoulder width apart, maybe less. Good. All right. This position here, you're almost like in a sprinter's position, right? So if you think about the sprinters who are here and ready to take off, that's their position of maximum power. Okay? So kind of like a sprinter, we want to sprint and take off into our kicks. One, understanding that we have to push off the floor to maximize power. Okay, number one. Number two is the position of your supporting leg. Okay, so this is what I see a lot. Everybody kind of just swing the kick up, okay, and then they turn, okay, trying to turn the hips and the body without actually pivoting the bottom leg. Okay, this adds resistance and also weakens your power. Okay, so again, I'll demonstrate on this side for this one. What we want to do is, so aim with the knee, depending on how high you want to kick, and then position 2, you want to pivot that heel, so your heel is pointing at your target on contact. So as soon as I hit contact, my heel is pretty much pointing at my target, and my toe is pointing at the back of the room. Okay? So my toe is this way, my heel is this way. My heel is aiming at the target. Very important. This puts the position of the hips in line with the target for maximum power distribution. Okay? So you can push off as fast as you can off that base leg, but if you don't turn the hips to transfer the power, it's not going to work. You're going to lose the power. Okay? So now, number 3 is with the kicking leg, of course. All right? There's a few things to remember with your kicking leg. One is proper distance. Okay? If we're too close and hit too high up on the shin or the knee, okay, not as much power. If we're too far, we kind of just hit the toes, once again, not as much power. So the best place to hit is on top of your instep and at the base of your shin. Top of the instep, base of your shin. Okay? So something like this, right about here. You see that? Good. Okay? So just knowing your distance. You got it. Now the next thing we need to think about with our kicking leg, all right, is very important that we know that the fastest way from point A to point B is a straight line. So we don't want to bring that kicking leg all the way wide and around. Just because it's a round technique doesn't mean you swing all the way around. Okay? It's too slow, minimizes power. So again, what we want to do is go up straight. So bring that leg up straight. Okay, just as if you were doing a front kick. So as we're here, now we start to extend. And as we start to extend, we pivot. And as we hit the target, we're fully into our pivot position. So let's practice a little bit. Let me show you a couple demonstrations, okay? If you want to take this kick to the next level, okay, and you want to apply even more power, once you've got your base and your pivot, your base leg and your pivot, nice and controlled, what you want to do now, if you want to bring in more power, okay, before the takeoff, with the back leg, what I suggest is take a little bit of a small step on the outside of your opponent. So 45-degree out, take that small step. Okay, we start to turn the hips in position, and we push off that base leg and try to follow through our target. So this gives us more power because we're trying to follow right through our target. Okay, here we go. So let's do it like this. So step out. Now, two more things you want to be paying attention here with the kicking leg, okay, is that point of contact, you should not be completely fully extended on impact, okay? The trick is to strike our target with a slight bend on the knee, just a slight bend, but then don't keep it there, and then push it through fully extended as you penetrate through your target, okay? In which case will be the ribs of your opponent, okay? So next is your landing. The kick is not finished until that foot is back on the floor. They're landing with feet too close, feet too wide, okay? They're not in a proper position according to their target. So we always need to finish the kick by placing the foot down where it needs to be. So kick, come down, make sure you're always nice and strong, always in balance. If you're losing balance at any point, from takeoff to midpoint to landing, focus on that point until you get really good balance, okay? So once again, always be ready, okay? Re-engage, keep the hands up. The kick is not over until the foot's on the floor. With where most people think the kick is over once I hit my target, okay? So change that thinking around a little bit and your kicks will improve a lot better. Good, so keep practicing. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Next week, we look at the side kick. Good.